All right, I'm ready. Welcome everybody to the team call. My name is Vanessa Casullo, and I'm so excited to have Mindy Hord on the call as a guest speaker tonight. Before I have her talk, I just wanted to quickly go over a few things. Our challenge starts next Monday. It's the Summer Slim Down Challenge. Make sure you invite. It's basically between Brazil butt lift, combat, and we're also doing T25. So you want to make sure you invite people to that because we're giving away prizes, we're giving away cash, we're giving away a ultimate reset kit for the second place, and the third place we're going to be giving away a triple combo. But without further ado, I want to introduce a really incredible person, someone who I've had the pleasure to be with in the past 2 Success Club trips in Disney World, and this last time on the cruise. She's a wife. She's a mother of 3 beautiful kids. She joined Beachbody as a coach of February 15th of 2012, and she has had amazing success with Beachbody. She is currently a 5-star elite 2013 elite Beachbody coach. She's a Success Club 10 All-Star, and recently she just quit her job about 4 or 5 months ago. Correct me, Mindy. But she just quit her full-time job after being in the business for 625 days, walked away from a job where she was for 10 years and in the insurance business, and is doing really, really well with Beachbody. So I am so honored to have her on our call. She is passionate. She's very friendly. She always is willing to help people, and not only that, she's very smart and cool, down to earth person. I'm so happy to call her my friend. Mindy, it's all yours.
Thanks. Okay. Thank you for the introduction. That's awesome. One thing that, I've been asked to speak on this call is Success Club. I'm assuming that everybody understands, how you achieve Success Club. There's a lot of faces here that started whenever I did. So, the importance of it is, obviously I know that some of you have been on some of the trips we've been on. You see it. If you didn't make it on to the cruise, then make sure that you get on the wait list for Cancun. The biggest thing for me is that, Becky told me you need to get to Success Club. In the beginning, I didn't really understand what it meant. I understood the logistics of, you get 2 points per challenge pack, 1 point per, home direct. But, I just started setting goals, and this one thing I share with everybody, I'd never set a goal a day in my life until I became a coach. And honestly, I became a coach on February 15th, 2012. And it wasn't until May that Becky texted me. I honestly think it was like the beginning part of May, like the 1st or something. She said, she sent a picture of her goals. She said, I want you to do the same thing. She's like, I think you should, go diamond. And I did it because she wanted me to. And, I'll highlight a little bit about that. This is why it's so important to cultivate a relationship with people. I've had coaches on my team who've cultivated relationships with people in their downline and people they've sponsored, and you have this rapport with them and they don't want to let you down, because you think about this, who your best friend is. You don't want to let them down. You would probably go to the ends of the earth to try to make sure that they're happy, help them get their goals, and be the one cheering them on. That's how I treat people in my team. And so whenever she told me this is what you need to do, then I did it and I hit diamond. And it wasn't until then that I really started to see this as a business. But, then I consistently every month after that started writing my goals because I saw the value of it. And I hear lots of people who say, I hope I get Success Club. And, there just wasn't a lot of people, interested. There's people interested. There's 300 million people in this nation. You're not going to run out of people. You have to plant seeds. I see coaches all the time who reach out to me from other teams, from our team, on my own, the team that, I've sponsored or their downline. And, it's the end of the month and they're scrambling. And the answer to that is that it's not the season. It's not that you don't know a lot of people. It's that you're not inviting enough people. You're not following up with enough people. You're not meeting new people, and it's just a consistent thing that, I got over, it was like 120 Success Club points in February when 21 Day Fix release. I know there's coaches out there who do that, somewhat consistently. I will say that it was because of 21 Day Fix that it was new. But the thing is, people are like, oh my God, how did you do that? That's impossible. The thing is, I researched the program. I found out as much as I could. I started telling people about it, not just my current customers, not just people that I talked to before, but other people. I started posting about it. I didn't post that Autumn Calabrese is going to have this new program and it's 21 days and everybody should get it. I did detailed things. Like I said, I did research to find out what it was like, who this is geared toward, what how this could help, how it was all laid out. When Christina hosted the call for 21 Day Fix, I got on that call. I took notes. I made sure I have a blog of all this stuff, and I have this ongoing blog. So the thing is that this isn't something that you just hope for or you wish for. And if it happens, it happens. You have to prepare, and you have to prepare in advance. Like I said, people just think that it's going to happen, and they get so fixated on the one person they talked to at the end of last month who said they were going to order on the 15th when they got paid. And then they just wait and they wait and they wait and they wait for that person. And then that person doesn't believe in themselves, or that person has their car break down or needs tires. And then, then it's the end of the month and they're like, oh my God, that person didn't order. And then they're just, just struggling and basically begging, and they look desperate. And so my thing is that build relationships with people, start talking about it, know what you're talking about. Because I see this from, it's not anybody, I'm not picking on anybody here, just I see it everywhere. And some of it may be people from CSD or my team, but I have probably about 500 coaches on my news feed, and it's the same stuff over and over again. Oh, buy T25. It's, do you have 25 minutes? Well, that doesn't tell anybody anything. That doesn't make them interested. It makes them look like you're buying something. And then, I do giveaways too. So there's nothing wrong with that. But when, it's like the end of the month and like every day at the same time you're posting, T25 is on sale, you get a free challenge pack or you get a free program. Well, then you look desperate. You look like you're just begging for that sale at the end of the month. What you need to do is share your story. Like I told one of my coaches the other day, don't share the picture that everybody's floating around. You've done T25, so share your story, why you liked it. Do a video of you doing the workout. Do a video of you doing the modifications. That way people don't look at Shanti and say, oh my God, it's so, crazy. And, do things that make people want to interact with you, make people interested, make people feel that they can do it. Share your story. I can't tell any of you what to say or how to approach it because you all have different stories, but nobody really cares about the logistics that you get 8 workouts with this program and they're 30 minutes each. That is something that is a selling point, but they want to know, they want proof that it works. They want to know that you believe in it. If they wanted to know the, technical description of every program, how many workouts it comes, they would just Google it themselves or just go to Team Beachbody. You have to draw people in. And just because you post a link, just because you talk to somebody and you say, I'm a coach, just because your banner says whatever is on sale or a Shakeology thing, and just because your picture is you drinking Shakeology, doesn't mean somebody's going to come to you. You have to be approachable. You have to do make what you're saying an invitation. And then, part of this is the fact that you have to keep track. One thing I've been hinging on my team is that, I've been a coach for 2 years. February was 2 years. I've been working full time as a coach since November 1st. Things just took off like crazy. I guess because I'm good with people, I don't know why. It just took off like crazy. And then as I had set my goal in the beginning of 2013 to be an elite coach and leave my job, and then it started getting crazier and I started working harder. And I was working long hours, like 5 or 6 hours of sleep a night. And I still only get 5 or 6 hours of sleep a night. But it was just crazy and I didn't keep track of anything. And, I've had to go back through messages. So I'm telling all of you is no matter how long you've been a coach, wherever you're at, especially if you're in the beginning stages of building your business and running challenge groups, keep track, because life's busy. We have kids, we work, we have demanding jobs, we get sidetracked. We're trying to keep track of, reading personal development, keeping, track of passwords at work, at home, trying to keep our kids' schedules for dance and, sports or, all these different things, and trying to even remember what day we're on the calendar for our workout. Your mind gets, in the mix of things, you forget stuff. So keep a list so that way you go back and you make sure you follow up. Make sure that if somebody says, I'm going to order on the 15th, and then you don't hear from them, that you don't just cross them off your list and figure that they're not worthy of it. Because you, like I tell all of my coaches, and I made videos out here, this isn't about you. This is usually about them. They get scared. They don't think they can do it. They told somebody they were going to do it, and then somebody told them that they knew somebody who bought the same program and didn't do it. Just lots of things that go on behind the scenes that you have no clue about. So keep doing what you're doing. Keep being consistent about what you're doing, about the people that you're helping, and then follow up with them a month later. Not just, hey, is finances okay? Are you ready to buy your challenge bag? But no, just say, hey, how are you doing? When we first talked, you said that you were wanting to lose 10 to 15 pounds and, and whatever, something came up. I don't know, but just take time to write down what you talked to them about and then follow up with them, because they're going to realize that you care. They realize that they weren't just a challenge pack sale and you weren't just trying to get their money and you weren't just going to leave them. And then they're going to believe you. And then they're going to, whenever they're ready, they're going to see that, you're the person to sign up under. Like I said, I've seen coaches out there who attack people. They see them as dollar signs, success club points, and then they get pissed off and they talk badly about the person that they were working with, and then they just write them off and they stay mad. And then they stop posting on Facebook. They stop doing what they're doing because they think that they suck. And then there's no consistency. I have people who literally 2 years later, and in fact today I had 2 people who 6 months ago contacted me and nothing happened. I'll check up on them here and there. They said, okay, we have the money, we're ready. And maybe they had the money before, they just didn't believe in it. But, had I let that discourage me and I stopped doing what I was doing, then they wouldn't have came back to me. They may have lost all hope. They didn't build trust. The people want to know that whenever you say, I'm going to help you, that whether they join or not, you're still going to be doing it 6 months later. I did a long video today. I just see lots of people signing coaches just to get the commission and just to rank up, and then they just disappear and they don't help their people. And that's the last thing anybody wants or needs, is to feel alone. That's why there's Team Beachbody. That's why we're the solution, so that nobody has to do anything alone. So, to me, it's building these relationships and not hinging on what that one person said they were going to order. Just keep building relationships, keep remembering those people, build trusting relationships with them. And, I have a list on my computer. I'm going to move it to the Google Documents, because like I said, I'm in the phases of trying to get a little more organized, since I didn't when I was building my business. But I have a list, I counted last night, of over 50 people that I've talked to in the past. That doesn't mean they're going to order between now and the 30th in April, and I'm not going to count on that. But I don't worry about the scarcity. I don't worry about running out of people, because I know that even if it's, a year from now or 6 months from now, eventually they're going to come around, because they contacted me. They asked me questions because they had a reason. There was something emotional that made them want to do it. There was something health-wise or, whatever, that made them want to contact me. And I don't believe for a fact that when they said, I want to lose 10 to 15 pounds, I'm interested in the 21-day fix, and then they go poof and they went away. I don't think that if they're doing nothing, they're going to lose that. So I know that whenever they come back 6 months down the road, when they're mentally ready to do it and they believe they can do it, or I've made them believe that they can do it, they're still going to lose that weight. So, another thing that I hinge with people is make sure that you get their why. You don't just say, when somebody, because I've seen coaches who people say, I'm interested in what you posted about. What are you doing? And then they just like vomit all this information, and it's just overwhelming. And then the people just go like, oh crap, I didn't think I could do it because I failed Weight Watchers. I failed going to the gym. I failed this, and I wasted money. And then they go away. And then you never get their why. You never get to know them. So many people message me saying, I saw what you said. I want 21 day fix. How much does it cost? And then I'm like, hi, how are you? And I just slow them down and I ask them, what have you seen that you've been interested in? Oh, okay. Well, let's just make sure that this program is right for you. Are you interested in the 30-minute workouts? Are you interested in the length of the program? Are you interested in the portion size? And, and then I'll ask them, have you seen my album with the before and afters? Is that why? And then I slow them down. I take control of the conversation because I'm the one with the gift. I don't need them. I don't need to, slam them with a bunch of information because, people, if you just tell them what the cost is, regardless if that's the first question they ask, the people decide on whether they're going to buy on cost. They have no idea what the value is. They have no idea what they get. I mean, somebody thought that you just get the containers, they don't do their research no matter how many times you post it. So this is why you make sure that you give them as much information as you can and get as much information in return. You control the conversation. You don't need them because you're going to keep on your journey no matter what. And so you just build this. And so then at least if they, duck and hide and go somewhere, then when they come back and you had written down what they said, then you could be like, okay, well, yeah, so you're ready now? Do you still have to lose that 10 to 15 pounds or, have you been doing something on your own? And, and now just need to, tone up. I mean, and so that's the thing, is people are going to feel that they are special and that you genuinely care. So, but then no matter how much you genuinely care, because I'm one of those people who just genuinely cares about people. And when you are dealing with hundreds of people in your downline and in your challenge groups and the people you've talked to, you're going to forget. So I'm cautioning all of you to write this down, because, I shared something in my training group today about, the type of listener you are. And one of the coaches, admitted, she was just like, I'm usually really busy when I'm talking to people, and I just listen, halfway. Well, the thing is, you can tell when somebody's not listening. Like my family can. Sometimes they're like, did you even hear what I said? And, and I can tell when they're doing that. And, people are more intuitive than what you may think. And so if you're not listening and you're just going through the motions, they're going to know. They're going to know that you're not interested. And then even if they're not receptive and they don't pick up on that, when you have your next conversation with them and you ask them the same damn question you just asked them, they're going to know you're not listening, and then they're going to go to somebody who they, feel special, it makes them feel special. So, I mean, this, I just can't hint enough, is that this is building relationships. If you just give facts, it's not going to do anything. If you've got to keep track, you've got to pay attention, and then you need to follow up, and you need to keep doing this. Like, even if you in the beginning of the month say like, well, 5 people said they're going to join my challenge group that I've been, talking about for weeks. Well, things happen. Just like things happen with you guys where your workouts don't happen, you don't eat right like you say you are, and people take this so personally. And I know all of you have probably eaten like crap, probably once this week, probably missed a workout, probably did things that or didn't do things that you set out to do. And so this is one thing, it's like, don't let these things, bother you or take it personal and mess up your consistency. And I remind coaches all the time, you started this in the very beginning for yourself, maybe for your family, maybe for your health. And then you got some interest in being a coach. So whether people join you or not, it shouldn't deter you from what you set out to do. So don't forget that, and just keep inviting. I tell people are like, well, how do I get to know people? I made a video today. Start a fit club. If you don't know a lot of people, start a fit club. If you are not good with talking to people, I hear this all the time. Well, I don't know how to talk to people. I don't know how to start a conversation. Then read a book on it. There's How to Win Friends and Influence People. There's one from John Maxwell. Whatever your struggle is that's holding you back from what you want, then focus on how to fix that. Ask somebody who's good at it. So, when you're at your kid's soccer game, wear a P90X shirt, wear Insanity. Don't wear Les Mills Combat, because a lot of people don't know about it. It just looks like another shirt. Wear something that people see all the time. And, I get this from people, and some of you may be thinking, well, I've never done P90X or Insanity. It doesn't matter. It's going to strike up a conversation. And then that's when you say, well, I've never done Insanity, but I, represent the company that does this. Have you ever heard of Rev Abs? So you're doing that. Those one that's never heard of. They'll probably say no. And then you say, well, this is what I'm doing, and I had a great transformation, and you don't want to make it about a me show, but I mean, you have to give it something that's interest. So, I mean, this is how it sparks conversation. If you go to a fundraiser and you're talking to somebody and you're getting along with them and you find some little connection, then reach out to them. Hey, are you on Facebook? You don't have to say I'm a Beachbody coach and I'm going to like totally like blow up your inbox when I get home about this, my next challenge group. But I mean, you build relationships, and these aren't people that you see as dollar signs or, success club points, but you see that these are relationships you're building. And then eventually, whenever they're receptive, they could come around, or they could know somebody that comes around. And, my last thing that I really want to talk about how I, achieved so many success club points too, every month. Like every month I've hit no less than 10 points. Like I have 100, I think 50 right now already in the beginning of the year. Last year I had over 200, is because, I, the people that I have, I treat really, really well. I make them feel like they are the only person out there. Sure, sometimes I forget them. Sometimes I don't check on them every week. But, even if it's once every 6 weeks or 8 weeks, I check on them. How are they doing? Even my customers who stopped their Shakeology, even my people who, didn't finish a program, but I check up on them and I make them feel special. And I've had one lady she's gluten sensitive, like has like crazy like reactions and doesn't even want to risk it, because I know that people who are gluten sensitive do have drank Shakeology with no problem. But, she did one of my free challenges one time when I was trying to get people who, were kind of on the fence to at least see the benefit of how challenge groups worked and the community and the support. And I gave her Brazil butt lift for free, even though she had never bought anything. Well, she has turned 3 people to me, like referred them to me, because I've never met her. but she loves me. She knows that I'm genuine. We talk all the time. She shared very personal details about her life, about her children, and I genuinely care about her. I check in on her. And because of that, because the way I treated her, and she lives in California, she has referred 3 other people. 2 of them are coaches on my team. So this is really important, because I see people who say like, well, I've been announcing challenge group after challenge group month after month, and only one person is, you know, responded and bought a challenge pack, and then they just basically just dump that person and don't put a lot of effort into them because they're so mad that about the other 4 people that they were counting on didn't come along. Treat that one person good, treat whoever it is really, really good, and they're going to tell people. I mean, I'm sure some of you have went to a hairdresser, a nail place, a doctor, a dentist, whatever, used a realtor, whatever, because of word of mouth, because somebody told you that they were good. So, think about some of the services and the people that you deal with that is word of mouth. Think about the people that you've not befriended because somebody told you they were bad, or, somebody you wanted to be friends with because somebody told you they were great. That's the same thing. This is a business about relationships, and how you treat people the word will spread. I have people from all across the nation friending me because somebody said that I'm the best coach. I have other coaches, from other teams saying that their coach saw my video and they want to be in my group because they like my style. So the thing is, you have to build a reputation, but you have to treat people well. So that's pretty much, in a nutshell, how I did it. I'm going to give you one piece of advice. PIO is coming out. You basically have, I think, like 7 weeks. I'm not really sure. Pay attention to the breaking news in the Coach Online office. Pay attention. I really don't know this for sure, but I'm assuming, because this has happened with all the other new programs that have came out in the last year, is that there's going to be a online chat with Shalene, or she's going to be on a national coach call, or there's going to be more information let out. Don't just wait for a video to show up in the Team Beachbody YouTube channel and share it. Don't just wait for it to show up in the back office and you blast it. Hey, you can order this through me. Do your research so that when you start sharing that PIO is now newly released, make sure that you can say this is what it is. You get 8 workouts and they're this much time, and the science behind it is this. It's made for these fitness levels. Pay attention to what I'm saying. I'm in the PIO test group. I'm part of your team, so I'm working really hard, 110% committed. I'm going to have great results because I'm 110% committed. You know me. We're friends. We're on this call right now. We're friends. Some of you were on trips together. We're friends. So you can say, my friend did this. You're not just sharing some random coach's thing out there. So you have this upper edge, but don't just share Mindy's picture whenever it goes viral because she made sure that her nutrition was great and she didn't miss workouts and she pushed herself. And make sure that you know what you're talking about. If there's a PIO certification near you, get PIO certified. People like letters. That's basically letters that you're an expert. Make sure that you have a blog or that you have some information that you could give. If you have a blog, you can write lots and lots of shit. But if you are planning a post on Facebook about the logistics of a program, you really don't want it long. I mean, I do long ones, but everybody knows it's just me. But I'm saying you don't want this long description of how many workouts it is, because that's just, overwhelming to people. But do your research. This is why I sold the shit out of P90X3, Strawberry Shakeology, 21-day fix, is because I did my research before it came out. I knew what I was talking about. I wasn't somebody who just said, here, I'll send you a video. You figure it out yourself. Nobody wants to. People are lazy. People are busy. People don't like to read. People don't like to go dig for themselves. Classic case. People text me, ask me, what's the phone number to this? What's the phone number to Coach Online office? Or the coach relations. People don't like to do their research. So when you just give them information and send them on their way, they're not going to do it. They're going to go to somebody who gives them all the answers in a non-overwhelming way. So that's my suggestion, is for the next 7 weeks, keep your eyes open. Don't post in the Diesel Nation thing. Does anybody know about PIO? Actually do your research. And teach your people to do the research. There's nothing that annoys me more than when people just are lazy and just ask questions that they could find out on their own. And that's why those coaches don't do well, because they don't know, So anyways, that's kind of in closing what I have to say. You're unmuted, Vanessa. So
Well, I was just going to say, if there's any questions that anybody wants to ask you, let's open up the floor for that. Anybody?
Raise your hand if you want to ask a question, because then I'll unmute you, because all of you are muted. I'm in control of all of you. Anything? my students. There's
Hey, Mindy. Quick question. On your leads, do you follow up with your leads too? Because I know I've emailed them, and sometimes I get responses, sometimes I don't. Lately, I haven't gotten many. But do you follow up with the leads that you get from Beachbody as well?
Yes. What, I do the same thing that everybody else does. If any other people on this call are like, what do I do about leads? There's like a 4-video training thing in YouTube. I followed all of those. It's hit or miss. Hold on. Just a second. Hold on. Come around the garage, Lorenzo. It's hit or miss that, if you get a response. A lot of it, I think, goes to people's spam or junk folder. And then, they don't get it. And then, hey, sorry. It's a hit or miss. So, I try Facebook, I try email, I try through my email, through the coach online office. It just, I do find that, like, I get response from, I'm like moving that because it's loud. That I get response from, for every 10 people I send something to, I get a response from 1. But I did find that you seem to get a better response if you find what their username is, and then you send them a buddy message through the Team Beachbody little thing, because for some reason, it goes to people's email better. One thing that I've been planning on doing is trying to implement a, calling them. I've tried texting them, but sometimes their home phone number, so they get sent back. But Danny Johnson talked about this at the First Steps to Success that I went to, about, sending thank you cards to them, or you're introducing yourself, which, this is what I'm telling you. If you guys have a small customer base, start doing it now. If you just newly went Emerald, because for me, like, I have hundreds and hundreds of people, like, I need an assistant. So, but that is a thing, because it's more personal, and then they see handwritten notes. So that's my suggestion. But don't get down because the response time is slow. And I'm pretty sure all of you can agree that we have people that we've built relationships with, we're friends with, we maybe went to school with them, and we can't get them to respond or post shit in a challenge group. So, I mean, these are strangers that you don't know what they've been through. You don't know what they weigh. You don't know what they've tried that didn't work. So, it's very scary. I mean, seriously, it was hard for you knowing all these people that support you to post a picture of yourself. Can you imagine somebody who, could possibly weigh 350 pounds and is alone, and, here's this person saying, I'm going to help you? It's scary. So don't, just do your best. Like I tell everyone, like, keep trying to follow up, over and over and over again. You don't want to hassle them. Like, keep sending them the same thing, like, hi, I haven't heard from you. But, I do a newsletter like once, a month, maybe in the beginning, maybe the end, just a bit, just depending on what it was. During February, I sent several of them because of the 21-day fix and, updates with the pre-order. But, like, this month I just sent something today saying, hey, I'm just a reminder, I have this clean eating group. I shared my video that I made on clean eating, so they kind of understood. I reminded them that the stuff was on sale, and I didn't send it early this month because they all get the thing that we all do, that it's on sale. So I just said, just a reminder, there's a week left. I'm sure you got it from Team Beachbody. And then just a reminder, if you want to change your, modify your Shakeology, this is how you can do it. And, FYI too, in case you didn't know, if you are on Home Direct, you can get, 25% off. Let me know if this is something that interests you. So, obviously, if you didn't get a response from the first email, if you send some type of newsletter or an update once a month, they're going to eventually get that. And maybe over the time of 6 months or 12 months of getting emails from you, either they're going to hit do not contact, or they're going to hit, oh, okay, God, this person won't leave me alone, she's still here. But just keep trying. And, I used to say find them on Facebook, but that's kind of scary, because then you go to Facebook jail, and nobody wants Facebook jail, because you can't even message other coaches. So, use that as your discretion. I've tried sending them, messages and not sending them a friend request, but it goes to their other box. And if you're not in front of a computer and don't think to check, you don't check. So, like I said, if you're starting your business off, I would send thank you cards to people, or, some card, because it's easy to manage in the beginning. For me, I don't really know what I'm going to do. Anything else? No?
I have a question that keeps coming up in my team too, is how do you handle the price objection? How do you, like, when they keep saying, that's the first thing they want to know, and they're like, I don't have money right now, but they want the program and they're interested. What's the best way to tackle that?
I do believe that some people are flat broke, but in the beginning that scared me. But what I feel that I would honestly say 9 times out of 10, people use that price thing as just an objection. I feel that a lot of people, I've been dealing with lots of coaches from other teams, that they just don't see the value in this. So number one, you have to see the value in this. You have to see it. It's the way you present it. Like I said, when people ask in the beginning how much it is, I take control of the conversation, because sometimes you say it and then they'll just go. I would say in the beginning, because I would just thought, that's what they wanted, and they were honest. You have to see the value. I don't think any of these things are expensive. So I've completely taken off the table. So I don't go into the conversation thinking that, with that fear, because, we went round and round in this one group today that I'm in. Somebody basically didn't believe in Beachbody. I'm like, you convey it in your message. She's like, no, I don't. Yes, you do. I mean, you don't have to say it. So, I mean, the thing is, whatever your fear is, you've got to realize why it's not true. And I hear a lot of coaches in the beginning who people say, oh, it's expensive. They're like, I know it is, but, and then it's like you're convincing them, and you've already just validated everything they said. So what I say is that, I actually don't think it's expensive. I was in your shoes in the beginning, and I remember being faced with how much the P90X challenge pack cost was $205. And then I sat back and really reviewed that we were going through a 30-pack of beer almost every night and 2 to 4 packs of cigarettes every night. And then I kind of realized if I was going to spend that money on there, I would do that. And then I say, but if at the time this is not feasible for you, because I don't want to basically call them out that they're bad with their finances, and I don't want to assume that I know what they're doing. But then I said, this is what I've done, and I've actually had people do this, and it's actually worked. I'm like, this is a suggestion I do for people, is that if you always just wait for this amount of money, 140, 60, 205, whatever dollars to land in your lap, it's never going to be a good time. It's hard to part with, a large sum of money at once, especially if you're not sure that you're going to use it. But what I have people do is set up a jar, and then you just deposit, loose change, $2 to $5 a day, a week, whatever it is. And if you're tempted to go out and buy beer, to go out and, to a restaurant, to go out and buy something that's going to take you further from your goal, buckle down and put that money in there, and you'll be surprised at how fast you can get it. I said, so even if it takes you 6 months, and then that wait, they know that I'm not like desperate for their sale, that if it takes 6 months, I'm still going to be here for them, and I'm still going to be here doing what I'm doing, then, then that's better than never. Right. And they're like, mm-hmm. And then it's just really amazing how fast people do this. Like one lady was like, she was like, I am broke. I'm broke. And she was just convinced me she was broke. And I mean, I'm not gonna argue with you. I don't know, but I'm like, okay. But she did what I said. And in 2 weeks, she was like, holy crap, I didn't realize how much I was spending on Coke and Starbucks and, all these different things. And she's like, and then it taught her something about her finances, about herself, which creates more value for you as a coach. You're not just somebody selling them some shake and some, DVDs. You've taught them something, and you've taught them discipline. And, that's the things, like I create value. People, I mean, somebody sent me a message last night, giving me scenarios, 2 jobs, and wanted me to help him pick it for him. People ask me about child rearing, and that's the thing, is because I'm not just a health and fitness person. I'm somebody that they trust, and somebody that teaches people something. This didn't happen overnight. This has been developed. But I mean, you have to create some value and a friendship and a connection with somebody. And that's another thing I forgot to say, is that I firmly believe that you need to find a connection with somebody. Many of you know Becky personally. Becky and I grew up completely different lives, completely different families, completely different sense of style. We have totally different personalities. She's pretty shy, and I'm not shy. We both had, low self-esteem growing up. And we have both personalities that we just keep, going. No matter if it doesn't work, we don't really necessarily tell people. We just figure it out and keep going and don't give up. That's what our connection was. So the thing is, when you're meeting with these people who are your challengers, your coaches, you don't have to be exactly like you. You don't want to just pick and choose who you think is perfect for your team. You just find a connection. And even if it's the same eye color or your favorite color, favorite color sweater, whatever it is, find that connection, because, that's what draws it to everybody. Wants to fit in. And so find a way that they fit in with you. So, that's what I use for the price objection. If you ever see anything that I post about prices, because I don't really like to say, oh, the T25 is $180, because people are like, we know this, like, holy crap, $205 is 25% off. And then an extra $25 when it's on sale for $180 is great. But other people are like, what, $180? That's crap. Because they're thinking like, wow, I could just pay $34 or $35 or $40 a month at the gym. That's so much cheaper than $100, something dollars up front. I'll say, if you buy Shakeology, you basically get T25 for $50 extra. It's the way you present it. It's the way you present it. If, that's what I did with 21 Day Fix. Hey, you've been on Home Direct forever. If you're grandfathered in, why don't you put it on hold and for a month, purchase this, sign up as a coach for free, cancel that one, and then boom, you get 25% off your grandfathered price. And people are like, wow, that makes sense. And I was like, and then you get this new program for $10 extra. And then you get to save, 25% every month. And they're like, oh, so, I mean, it's the way you present it, and like I said, price is the last thing I talk about because I believe it's, they get a good deal.
Absolutely. I agree. It's great. Any other questions?
No?
Somebody?
If any of your downline is, couldn't get on and, wanted to be on, I'm going to be on Nancy's call on Monday at 8:30 my time, which for you East Coast people, that's 9:30. So, you could refer the other people to get on. So, and it's a pretty open call. I invited a bunch of my coaches. So anyways, if you have any questions, a lot of the stuff that I did talk about here is in my, on my YouTube channel. So, and like I said, I'm going to upload this to YouTube later on.
Awesome. Thank you, Mindy, for sharing all those principles. Really appreciate it.
You're welcome.
You're welcome. Thank you for coming on the call, and I'm sure we'll have you again.
Thank you. Y'all have a good night.
Everybody, good night.
Bye. Wait, hold on. I want to take a picture. Wait. Don't go anywhere.